as Princess Kate makes her first official public appearance since revealing her cancer diagnosis earlier this year. And as you are seeing right now, we see Princess Kate along with King Charles, Queen Camilla, the Prince of Wales and their children, the entire royal family. They are at Buckingham Palace on the balcony for this iconic photo. This is all a part of the Trooping of the Color celebration for King Charles's birthday. This takes on extra special meaning this year. We want to bring back in MSNBC legal analyst and royal watcher Melissa Murray. Melissa, as you're seeing this what I would describe at this point as an iconic photo right here, given the cancer diagnosis of both the King and the Princess of Wales just a week ago, folks did not think that this photo, this moment was going to be possible. What's going through your mind as you're watching this?
So it's great to see the Princess of Wales out and about, but this is a really diminished royal family. In years past, the Trooping of the Color would have seen that balcony literally overflowing with extended family members from cousins, first cousins, second cousins, children. Right now, all you see are the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, the late Queen's first cousins, Prince George, Prince Louis, Princess Charlotte, the Prince and Princess of Wales, the King and the Queen, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, and their daughter, Lady Louise. A very diminished royal family. This looks very different from balconies of past, maybe in line with King Charles's slimmed-down monarchy, but really a question of whether that slimmed-down monarchy is fit for purpose when two of its most senior members have been sidelined with health issues.
And a very important point there. The context absolutely matters. Joining us now from Buckingham Palace is NBC News correspondent Megan Fitzgerald. Megan, tell us from your perspective on the ground what you're seeing. Megan?
As we work to get Meghan back, Michael, you have been watching along. Absolutely.
I'm just watching.
Stunning, that sky.
The sky is absolutely stunning. And I think Melissa's point is an interesting one. In years past, the balcony would have absolutely been overflowing. We've seen this before, this particular event, but we haven't seen it like this. And I do think the diminished royal family, the tragedies that they've experienced over the last year specifically as it relates to the cancer diagnosis. Cancer is obviously something harrowing for any family to deal with one diagnosis, let alone two, on top of the missing members, frankly, of the royal family that have removed themselves for reasons that we're all very familiar with. This is a striking time indeed.
Well, I find it interesting. I followed the royal family since I was a teenager, so I'm a big Anglophile and lived in London for a little while. So I'm really always captured by this. But here's the thing for me. This family is damned if they do, damned if they don't. People complain they're too big, they're too present, they're always in the news. Oh, my God. And now when you have the king, who I think appropriately says, you know what? This is the modern era. We want to skill it to the working royals. And those who can really kind of forward the brand. And now everybody's complaining, well, now it's too small because are you sure you have enough people? Look, I think this family, which always gets an enormous amount of scrutiny, has the ability to put its finger on the pulse at the right time. And I think even in this moment where two members of the family are dealing with cancer treatments, it's showing their humanity. It's showing that part of them, like the rest of us. We have to deal with it. But they have the added pressure of having to be present.
Yes.
And I think the fact that they're there, that Kate made it to this event, standing next to the king, is a powerful symbol of resiliency for this family. And as we go through difficulties like other families, we also know our duty.
I believe now we do have NBC News correspondent Megan Fitzgerald. Megan is at Buckingham Palace. She's been hearing our conversation. Megan, tell us what's happening from your perspective there on the ground.
Guys, good morning. Yes, so this is the highly anticipated moment of this entire celebration for the king, where you can see the royal family on the balcony. You see the king and the queen alongside the prince and princess of Wales, their three children. This is a moment that a lot of people did not think that we would see. Of course, the princess is undergoing her preventative chemotherapy, so it was sort of understood that she likely wouldn't be here. But when she made that announcement yesterday to say that the thousands of people that are here we're excited is most certainly an understatement. What you're hearing right now is part of the royal flypast of aircrafts flying over Buckingham Palace as the royal family is there watching the crowd. You can see behind me here thousands of people making their way to the gates of Buckingham Palace for that moment, the opportunity to see the royal family. Now, to take you back just about a couple of hours ago this morning, it was the first time that the public saw Princess Kate in her horse-drawn carriage with her 3 children inside since she announced that she was going through this preventative chemotherapy treatment 3 months ago in March. She made her way down the Mall where people were just erupting. Pause for a second as you can hear that aircraft flying above. But the crowd just erupting with excitement as she made her way to where she ended up going to the balcony to oversee her guards there, the Irish Guards, and then, of course, making her way back. But she was following behind the King and Queen that were inside their horse-drawn carriage. A little bit different of a setup today. We did not see the King on horseback as the recommendation from his medical team. They advised that he rides in the carriage alongside his Queen because, again, keep in mind, he is also going through cancer treatments now. Okay, so happening, let's see, sorry, there's crowds erupting here. Yeah, it's just, we have to take in this moment, an absolutely incredible moment where you see the colors, red, white, and blue, flying overhead Buckingham Palace right now. But I do also want to get to this photo that Kensington Palace released of the Princess of Wales yesterday. She also wrote a statement to the world basically saying, giving an update about her condition. I just want to read for you briefly a little bit of what she said. She said, "I am making good progress, but as anyone going through chemotherapy will know, there are good days and bad days. My treatment is ongoing and will be for more months." In her message, the princess also says that she knows that she is not out of the woods yet. With that information, you know, we are seeing the Princess of Wales on the balcony, knowing all that she's going through. It really is an incredible moment, and a moment of courage and strength. Anyone who has had cancer or knows someone going through cancer can really understand just what it takes for her to stand tall and greet the public, knowing all that she's going through right now. Guys.
All right, NBC's Megan Fitzgerald, thank you very much. Joining us now is MSNBC royal contributor, royal editor for Vanity Fair, and author of The New Royals, Katie Nicholl. Katie, welcome. It was interesting. The Washington Post, and I was speaking to this just a moment ago, calls this moment of the princess and the king appearing together as a show of consistency and humanity. And I was talking to Simona and Alicia about this idea of this family having to be all things to everyone. But now experiencing one of the very tragic and difficult things that families go through and showing that side of their humanity as well. What's your take on the imagery we're seeing this morning and the feeling there, you think, among those on the Mall and watching this around the globe?
Well, I tell you what, having just watched that, the one thing that I really noticed was that wonderful interaction between the Princess of Wales and the King. Earlier on, while they were watching the fly past and waiting for the next sort of planes to go over, you could see Kate turning in, talking to the King. And these two have a shared journey. They are going through similar experiences, and it is completely extraordinary that within this family, both of them are going through a cancer diagnosis, they're going through cancer treatment, and yet here they both are up on the palace here today. And two of the most senior members of the royal family, two of the most loved members of the royal family, the King and the Princess of Wales, and very much a closeness between the two of them. And I think clearly it must have taken a huge amount of effort for the princess to be here today. I mean, she looked absolutely immaculate in that beautiful Jenny Packham dress. If you notice the way that was all choreographed with what her children were wearing as well, they were all in tones of navy and white. But I'm sure so much effort must have gone in behind the scenes so that she could be here today looking as resplendent resplendent, royal and well as she did. Don't underestimate that. But I think for her to be there to support the King was hugely important. This is only King Charles's second Troop in the Colour since becoming king, and you can't have not noticed that there were protesters there. There were chants of "Not my king." The fact is, he is the king. He is here despite what he's going through, and I think the image today of being up on that balcony and really projecting the image of a united royal family, albeit a slightly depleted one, has been very important in what's been a very rocky and uncertain few months for the royal family.
All right. Katie Nicholl, Melissa Mary, thank you both so much. We really appreciate it.